Is tea really good for you, and will it make you live longer? So I've had a question from one of the subscribers on one of my videos asking about tea, and particularly I think it was in relation to, there's a group of, I think it's monks. Monks are associated with living quite long lives, life expectancy, and one of the things they drink is tea. Is tea therefore helping them to live a long life? Well, on this channel, I help people, coach people, help people to help themselves regain their health, sustainably lose weight, have fun doing it, enjoy life more. So that's partly through the bike, getting out into the real world and relieving the stress of modern day life, either through social media or maybe through your lifestyle. So this is a way to relieve stress on the mind and on the body. And I also coach as part of that, it's the high sugar freedom lifestyle. So that's freedom from being ill. Okay, freedom from being ill. This is the high carbohydrate, low fat, low protein, and subsequently vegan. So vegan for health, vegan for animals. But if you go vegan, you'll immediately become healthy. And I coach video after video, maybe not the whole message, the whole lifestyle in every video, but I give little bits of inspiring videos, information in my inspiring videos, inspiring people to get health and showing that there is a general formula. I say formula I call it the formula, that if you stick to these main points of the formula, you are going to increase the likelihood that you will be someone who will live a long life and live to a long life expectancy. So first of all, you get 100 years. There's nothing you can do about that, regardless of what you read on social media. You're going to get 100 years, no more. But if you want to live of those 100 years, the best life quality, so everyone is going to die. There's nothing you can do about that, and you don't need to be afraid and you don't need to be scared about that, because this is part of life. But if you want to live the best life quality and live those 100 years and live to 100 years, then I recommend the approach that I coach, which is based on looking at the information that is widely available. So epidemiological studies, so that's population studies, looking at what is it that people are living that actually they die from. So why do people actually live a shorter life expectancy? What do people do that they might do that increases their life expectancy? And it comes down to what I coach and why I talk about the things that I talk about. So I base my information on the principles of morals and ethics, and sharing the information that is true, and not just based on, the wind's blowing that way, so to speak, the wind is just blowing that way, so I'll do what everyone else does, because people are afraid maybe to go against the god of popular opinion, or maybe because we're a herd animal, everyone just agrees with each other. So first of all, it's vegan, and it's vegan. So this is, if you want to live to a long life expectancy, the reason why I say the things I say is because it's based on that. So losing weight, primarily, it's what I specialize in. But it's also, if you do follow the lifestyle I recommend, anyone can die at any age. But if you want to increase the likelihood of being one of these people who is part of that population that lives the longest, then follow the advice that I give, okay? So first of all, it's vegan. It's vegan because if you're eating low on the food chain, you're therefore not. So like the sea behind me, we pollute the sea, we pollute the soil, we pollute the land, we pollute the air. We are polluting everywhere we go. We are polluting and making this world, the landscape, more hostile to life, more hostile to being healthy. So veganism, you eat low on the food chain, so you're eating plants, and therefore you don't have bioaccumulation. You don't eat bioaccumulated toxins. So animals, so those sheep over there, during their life, they eat lots and lots and lots of grass or lots and lots of plants. And because they're eating lots and lots of plants over their lifespan, when you eat that animal, you're eating the accumulation of all the toxins that they're eating. So if you're eating low on the food chain, you don't have the bioaccumulation through the food pyramid. So if you're eating low, you've got less toxin buildup. So that's why it's vegan. It's high carbohydrate because, so this is breaking down the lifestyle I share. It's high carbohydrate because the primary energy system is glycolysis. The body runs on sugar. Every cell in the human body runs on sugar, and therefore your immune system also runs on sugar. So if you want your immune system to work most effectively, it needs to be powered efficiently, and it needs to be supported through being healthy, and that's based on high sugar or high carbohydrate. So that's making ATP from sugar. Fat burns in the fire of carbohydrate, so you always need carbohydrate. And if you want to always be full of energy, and part of being full of energy is therefore everything in your body is working properly, and your immune system can deal with things like cancer and getting viruses, pathogens. It deals with that more effectively if you're always on high carbohydrate. It's low fat because the two main leading chronic diseases in the West, so the two main ways people are dying now, is heart disease and cancer, and this is caused by high fat. So heart disease is a blood clot caused by high fat and high protein, but primarily you got those two keeping them low. So high fat, high protein, so mainly high fat, is heart disease through a blood clot. So you reduce the chance of that, you can reverse heart disease, go low fat. Cancer, again, linked to getting toxins in the environment, and again, veganism reduces that. So you don't want to eat fish because sea's polluted. And again, high fat causes increased chances of risk of cancer, and this is through the Otto Warburg effect. So the mitochondrial theory of cancer, or sorry about the noise. So the mitochondrial theory, so if you look up Otto Warburg, I've already done videos on him before, but essentially when you increase fat, it increases the likelihood of getting cancerous cells because you're decreasing the efficiency of your blood. So increasing the level of anaerobic. So when you decrease oxygen, you go from being aerobic to anaerobic. So that increases the likelihood of the body switching, or the cell switching from being aerobic, which uses the mitochondria, to anaerobic, which is what cancer cell is. So there's that. So I'm going through this briefly, just a brief answer. And low protein, because high protein, especially animal products, the amino acids, they break down into the blood, increases the acidity of your blood, causes osteoporosis, weak bones. Also, high protein in the diet damages the kidneys, and the kidneys are needed to filter the blood. And just check the time. Yeah, we've got time. I always forget to leave footage, enough memory free for footage. Got 3 minutes. Okay, I've got 3 minutes. Where was I? So yes, protein. So your kidneys, they filter the blood. So obviously you want your kidneys to work effectively because they remove toxins into the urine, and then you dump out toxins through your urine. And also animal products, they're affecting your digestive system. So you're more likely to get things like leaky gut, which then allows, so if you don't have fiber from fruits and vegetables, you got more likely to have leaky gut, and therefore pathogens can come across into bloodstream, affecting you that way. That increases, you got more inflammation, so you're more inflamed all the time. So that increases the likelihood again of cancer. And again, if you're eating high protein from animal products, again, this increases the risk of cancer. So if you stick to this formula, you decrease the chance of cancer, you decrease the chance of heart disease, essentially zero heart disease. Vegan, high sugar, low fat, low protein, staying away from all of these things that increase the likelihood of dying. Once you have that firm base, and then I think this question was specifically about monks. Well, this is, if you're thinking about what are the things that then decrease stress. So yeah, if you want to be a monk and then you're trying to rid yourself of all of these things that are causing you stress, you'd say, well, a monk is at peace. So when a monk is essentially clearing their mind, I see the equivalent of that is cycling, but also at the same time, cycling's great because it also gets you fit. Whereas if you're a monk just sitting around, yeah, you're clearing your mind, but you're not necessarily getting fit. So for your heart health and increasing the amount of mitochondria, so cycling's good because it increases the amount of mitochondria, and mitochondria is good because they produce ATP, which powers every cell in the human body and therefore your immune system as well. 2 minutes. So reducing stress, reducing toxins from your body, reducing the chance of cancer, reducing the chance of heart disease, getting rid of type 2 diabetes from a low-fat diet. These are the things that cause you to cause positive health benefits, increases the likelihood of you living those 100 years that the time that you are given. Whereas if you smoke, you eat animal products, you live in an environment that has lots of toxins and chemicals, you're unfit, you don't move your body, you drive a car everywhere, you're always stressed, you're always being stressed by things on social media that do not have any importance, and you don't have anyone around you who is positive. Your mind is always, you're always stressed, you don't have people around you that will lift you up and help you and make you feel better about yourself. This is how you die young. Okay, so if you want to die young, it's high fat, high protein animal products, high stress, feeling miserable, feeling like no one cares about you. That's how you increase your likelihood of dying young. So I hope you enjoy the video. Like and subscribe, and you'll find out more about this lifestyle that I promote. And you can see it's based on realism. Okay, so not just me making up things and just saying, oh yeah, tea will make you live forever. It's not. So it boils down to, if you want to live long, think about the principles first, the baseline. So mitochondria, producing ATP, taking away toxins from animal products, always high carbohydrate, low protein to protect the kidneys, protect the body from being destroyed. And then those things on top of that you want to add, as long as they're not really bad for you, like you're drinking whiskey, you're then reverting back to the high fat animal products. If you have the 100 years, when you start adding things that are unhealthy, you just take away from this amount of time that you have. So yes, if you want to drink tea, it's not going to take 30 years off your life, so it's not going to be something that will make you live to 70, but it's not something that is going to add on time. So if you fix what is the core of what will drive you towards that 100 years, tea isn't part of that drive to live the long life. It's just something that, because you're already forming this healthy lifestyle, maybe just through accident, that you're just living healthy. Tea on top is not what is going to bring that life expectancy up. It's these things that I've mentioned already, the core part of it. And as I probably don't say it enough, but mitochondrial health, no one talks about it because, you know, people talked about it would always come down to it, and therefore it'd be vegan. When you're vegan, you're living healthy, you're removing those things that are inhibiting the mitochondria and mitochondrial health. So it always comes down to glucose derived ATP powers everything, and that's also the immune system. So reducing your chance of cancer, being unhealthy, and dying young. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you got any comments or questions, put them in the comment section below. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. And I hope the view relaxed your mind. Look at this. So this is why people used to, in Victorian England or Victorian UK, in Victorian times, people used to say, if you get away to the seaside, You can reduce the stress, okay? Reduce your stress on your mind and your body, and breathe in good, clean air. It's not so clean anymore, but yes, I still agree with reducing the stress on your life. Reduces the stress on your body. And then also sunlight as well. Sunlight is great for vitamin D as well. So getting the sun on your body increases, dilates your blood vessels, and you can send more blood and more oxygen to your cells, which they need. And also look at these mushrooms. Look at those mushrooms. Magic mushrooms. Again, no. They're just quite an amazing thing to see. But if you eat magic mushrooms, you're not going to live forever, okay, either.